So whenever we have a break from filming, I always have things that happen to me.
Oh, you do?
I always do.
What happened?
So in late December, early January, I semi-witnessed a domestic dispute across the street from my house.
Okay.
Apparently, I found out later it was a mother and son.
Okay.
This guy came out as this guy was smashing this woman's windows in her car with a brick.
Wait. Say that one more time.
I came up to the front of my house as a guy was taking a brick and smashing this girl's windows.
Okay.
My other neighbors were right there. I was kind of behind my tree in my house, whatever. I saw part of it. But anyway, the police saw me out there. They came, they saw me out there, and they asked me, "Did you see anything?" I'm not gonna lie to my desk. I told them what I saw. I said not a lot, but I saw and I heard a few things. Well, anyway, so mid-March, well, that's this right now. This is in March. So yeah, so a few okay, it's like 3 weeks ago, I had jury duty. But luckily, I'd have to go in. Every night I call, I'd have to go. I was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I just didn't want to go in." It was for the downtown LA jury. LA folks, you understand, for you guys don't remember, I live in Inglewood, which is not in LA, which is South LA, but I'm by the airport. So to go to downtown LA, it's just a mess. Can't find parking. It's crazy down there. But his courthouse is closer to me, like the Inglewood courthouse, like the airport courthouse, like even Santa Monica courthouse, which I went to once. They sent me there once. But it's just there's just ones that are either on my side of town, as Melissa knows how that all works because she's in the valley. And just going to downtown LA on either side of us, from your side of my, it's in the morning. It's a mess. So none of us like that. But anyway, so I'd have to go in. So mine saw that I have to go in. So that's a little reference. So I was like, good, I made it. The next week, I'm setting up work and getting stuff together. And then I get a text on Tuesday of that week. And it's from a number I don't know. So, Melissa, for me, a lot of times I don't read texts from numbers I don't know or open them up because you never know what's going to happen. That people say they can hack through that sometimes, you never know. So I almost just swiped left. I have an iPhone. So I almost just swiped left, report junk, whatever. That I was going to do that. But I saw the top of it saying something. This is the Deputy District Attorney's office.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like, but something told me I should look at it. I don't. I was God or the angels,
it
whatever.
had an authority, right? It
Yes,
had like a little punch to it.
yes.
So,
I said, let me look at this. I look at it. It's a. No, actually, everything is better verbatim. If I still have it on here. It's really short, but it's just like it was really weird. Like I just don't. It was a number. It was 424. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Hi, James Lott, which is always a weird thing because I'm always James Lott Jr. This is paralegal beep contacts you on behalf of Deputy District Attorney beep from the Los Angeles County. Just that's our own little I done myself by name. Contacting you from the Los Angeles County District Attorney's office. I'm contacting you regarding the case of beep versus beep. As you should have received a subpoena from our office and served by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department slash Inglewood Police Department. And they want to confirm that I was coming to court that Friday. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So they said they'll call, and then they sent me a copy of a subpoena, an actual subpoena. I can't get in there.
wow. Yeah.
I go, is this real? So I saw the number. I'm like, is this real or not? So I just report like some told me again, just calling me because I've had those phone calls, and many of you guys at home have had them too. You don't pay your taxes, the sheriff's coming to get you at 5 o'clock. Those are all fake. The IRS will never call you about tax. That's just wrong. I called it and beep, answered the phone. I saw the name. I was like, oh, and I was like, this is for real. And I talked to her, I don't know what's going on. Like, what? I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what is this? I've never gotten a subpoena. I never got served. You didn't? No. Don't you guys have records of that? Like, I've never gotten served. To my knowledge, it'd be served in person.
Yes.
oh, well, I said, they were supposed to serve you and, but you have to come. No, I don't have to do shit. I'm like, we don't have to come. I said, I need to talk to somebody. You talk to your district attorney or somebody in your office above you. 'Cause I know you're just a beep. So I know you're just a, not she is a, but you're just a beep. Makes my beeps correct. And I said, okay, well, she goes, okay, hold on. I'm like, people need to play the music. They're like, I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. No. And then she goes back on. She's like, we'll have them call you back. And so, okay, so the thing is, I don't know what I really don't. I'm not trying to be difficult. I really don't know what this is because you tell me it's people versus beep. I don't know who that. I don't know who beep is. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm waiting. And I started doing other stuff in my house or whatever. I was home. 3 hours later, so I called back. I said, I need to talk to somebody because I don't know what this is. So they mentioned you were, you witnessed a domestic dispute, correct? I go, yes, about like 3 months ago. He goes, yes, well, it's a mother and son and it's going to court. And we need, and you've been called as a witness for the prosecution. I go, but I have not been served. So I have a job on Friday that I can't get. That I'll lose the job if I don't go for it. And yeah, it's not like, oh, sorry. I'm like all of a sudden, like these weird texts from people. So I said, me ask me stuff. I don't know what's going on. All right, anyway, okay. So I talk. So I go, okay. Well, yeah, I remember that case where it goes, and did you talk to a DA at one point? They have your number. I go, well, I think at one time they called me back, like around the time it happened, just to say what I saw. I told them I just what I saw wasn't that much. And it's like, okay. So then they go, what do they say? They go, well, you have to come. I go, but I was not served, not officially. I said, and I said, this is not fair. I said, you tell me to come in 3 days. I'm not supposed to get more notice. I can work things out. And I said, I don't know. I don't know if I can help you guys anyway. So we got off the phone. They're like, you have to come. That was it. That's all I was saying. Well, I talked to a lawyer. And Laura's like, okay, they're supposed to give you at least 2 weeks notice, 10 days, 15 days notice, so you can work out stuff. You should have been served in person. I don't do COVID. He said, he goes, there have been some exceptions in COVID where it was done by email, but never like a text. He goes, and your text is saying they're confirming you never got it. So, and they should have rights. They're not doing their job. So I called back and I said, you guys, I said, I talked to my lawyers. I said, lawyer, then they got a little quiet. I said, you guys, I said, again, I'm not trying to be difficult, but you guys, you're putting me in this position, job. So you know what they did?
They
Uh,
served you.
they served me late at night.
Yeah.
And people were like, who's at the door? And there's police at my door.
Yep.
And I talked to the guy and he was really nice. He actually was kind of cute too. He was really nice. And he was like, yeah, they weren't, the one hand's not feeding the other. Because we didn't serve any of their witnesses.
Whoopsie.
That's what they were doing. Walking around my whole neighborhood, serving all people that were there. I was hot as fish grease. And then they said, okay. And then all of a sudden it was, I have to go. So I tell my client I can't do it. I lost the job. And just
Sorry.
because it wasn't against me, but it was a time sensitive thing. So I put them in a bad
Yeah.
position, and like they understood the law. I showed them the whole thing, so everybody was pissed. I get up in the morning. I didn't sleep that night that well. I got up the next morning, got dressed. Luckily, it was here in Inglewood, just over here in Inglewood, so like 5 minutes away. I go over there. So one thing says 8:30. One thing says get there at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But I said I don't know which to believe, so I'll go with the earlier one.
Smart.
Some of us will go with the later one, of course. I said I don't want to be clocked as missing or anything. I want nothing to happen. They're talking jail and warrant for my arrest, and all this stuff. They're telling me all stuff. So I get there and I see the mother who was part of that domestic dispute, and there's across the way sitting there. And I'm sitting there. Then I see the officer come in that questioned me all those months ago. I recognize her. She sits down. The district attorney guy comes in. They sit down. They're talking. Well, 8:30, nothing happens. Well, I got there 8:15. So 8:15, 8:30, nothing happens. 9 o'clock, nothing happens. The court is still not open.
Wow.
9:15, not open. And people are like, well, why isn't the court? All the other courts were opening up. It goes, the judge isn't here. And I'm like, I've been here over an hour, just sitting there, wasting my time, sitting there. I hear the DA and the officer go talk to the woman. And that's the moment gets all information. And it's a mess. When I tell her business, I'll tell her business, but it's a mess. It's a whole family drama mess. They come to me, so thanks for coming. And I go, well, I had no choice. And they go, well, what do you know? I told them what I knew. And they're like, the district attorney's face was kind of like, I got sneezed.
Bless you.
Why, thank you. They said, he goes, well, we really don't need you. It's a preliminary hearing, so the mother is here. She has she's the one who saw everything. They're all here. So you're not really adding any value to the conversation. So you can go. And I was hot again as fish grease. I could have been at that job working and all that. And I just got up and said thank you and walked out. That's what I went through. I had a recent, yeah, that's great.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
Les got his envelope in the mail late last week for jury duty.
Jury duty.
And the first thing I said to him as his spouse was, oh, thank God it's not me.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I once talk about location on where you're served. I got served and I had to show up Monday. I didn't get the free pass out to Ventura.
Oh.
Ventura from Chatsworth, James. You have to be there at 8 a.m., James. So this was years ago, pre-COVID, years and years ago. But I called, I said, this is ridiculous. They said, we don't care.
They don't care. I don't care.
We don't care. There's no reassigning you. It's just a pool. You better show up or you could go to jail. And I'm like, wow, really? So I drove my ass there 3 days in a row and until they ran out of cases.
Oh, wow.
3 days I had to be in Ventura at 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. You know what? I do remember that now. Back in the day, it wasn't the one day and done. You're right. Back then, it was that you had to wait till they just released you. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, and I've done that at Van Nuys, San Fernando Criminal Court, which I actually did get on a jury there, which is a whole other experience. It was like 12 Angry Men, but with the most stupid person in the whole wide world. Who just said, I think everybody deserves a second chance. And I said, it's not about what you think personally. This is like looking at a set of facts and making a determination on the set of facts. And he goes, well, I think everybody deserves a second chance. Okay. Yeah. So there was like he had walked in to the jury room. That was his opening statement.
Wow.
So it was like, and me, I'm at the end of the table convincing everybody, yes. Wait a second, we have to look at the facts. This is not this is not what you think or how you feel. Like, this is not how it's supposed to go. But I got one of those jurors on my panel and I was really upset. Yikes. Because no matter what the fact pattern was, he wasn't even open-minded to seeing anything else. Oh. So I didn't report him. I didn't share his personal statements with the judge. I just didn't want to go there, but it was very frustrating.
Was he the foreman? He was a foreman. No, just a person on the jury.
No, he was not the foreman. The foreman wasn't strong personality. He was just like, okay, can we please get this over with so we can all go home?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just I don't understand for you. Again, folks, geography. Ventura is north of us. It's like an
Oh,
hour.
it's like a 45,
Yeah,
10-hour drive one way
yeah, yeah. I'm saying
in
just
the morning, traffic
again in the
stuff.
morning. That's what I'm saying. That's I'm saying that's the whole. You have to understand for us here in LA, it's that morning, and even when you leave the afternoon, early evening traffic, each direction. It's just
Yes.
there's no way around it. So like it's not like just you get there in 5 minutes, you're good. No, it's like it's but you have again closer courts. That's why I said I don't understand. Why aren't you pulling from that area more and saying, use them? But I
Mhm.
forgot about the whole, yeah, you had to stay until they just let you go at some point. I remember that
You
because
had to stay until they ran out of cases.
yeah,
And a lot of times, like when I was in Van Nuys, what would happen is you get this is a time where you don't want your number picked. So you're like, please don't let it be me. Please don't let it be me. So they pull like 30 people, they take them out of this waiting room, which is like 90, 100 people, and then they get shuffled off to a courtroom.
yep,
And by the time they shuffle back in, you're not excused.
right,
Either the case had settled or it was postponed. And so there was a lot of that back and forth. But you could be there 5 days waiting for your number to get called.
yeah, about
And if
that,
your number gets called, it doesn't excuse you.
yeah.
You have to go back to the jury pool and wait. Yeah, it was crazy.
I forgot about that. I'm like, I forgot how much I like this one and done thing. You go in
Yes.
that day, you're done. Or for me, I was picked. Well, one problem I had was I was picked for jury selection in one case. That's when I was with Gavin Rossdale from Bush, Gwen Stefani's ex-husband. We were sitting next to each other. We had a good time. But it went up. They were still doing jury. The jury selection took 2 days. So it's like a Friday, I get called in, thinking, okay, we want it done. Friday, that's my last day of jury duty. No, folks, in California, if you're in the middle of something, it extends as long as the case comes. So we had to come back on Monday. I was like, oh, I did chuckle. I had to laugh. I'm like, I literally almost made it the whole getaway journey. And luckily it was in Santa Monica, so it wasn't that far from me. But me and Gavin Rossdale were laughing about that. I'm like, I have to come back on Monday. I'm like, this sucks. We both didn't get picked. So we were both let go at the same time. Our numbers were next to each other. It's so funny we were next to each other. I remember that was like,
That's a good story. You made a friend.
made a friend. I said, I like your music. And at the time, I said, I love your wife, but then obviously he didn't.
Well,
Moved on, and so did she. They both moved on.
yep.
But no, it was just funny that I didn't know that could happen. That if you're already part of something, I knew if you're part of a cape, like if you're part of jury selection, if they're not done, because
Yeah.
we're both still on the alternate side. It was like 12. We were like 13 or 14. Like we were still alternates, and they were dismissing people. Like they were asking what questions dismissing, and then we both got dismissed. They ended up not needing. They found
Perfect.
12, and then all the rest of us, little six of us, whatever, we all got let go. So I was like, oh, I just don't. I know it's a civic duty and all that, and blah 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 blah. But I'm just like I don't want to do it. I know I'm self-employed. I got things going on. I don't have the luxury of just time. It's never convenient. It's a weird process. Yeah. I know they need jurors. I know they need, but there are folks who love it. I almost feel like it should be.
It's like
Uh,
a game show to them. Pick me,
well,
pick me.
I was going to say, I said it should be almost like a process of if you want to do jury duty, well, you come down, we'll do it. I mean, like I know a lot of folks who are retired or they're just like they don't have a lot going on. They're like, oh, they like government, and pay them a little better. Like because you don't get paid nothing, not really. You don't get paid anything. They pay them a little better, pay them minimum wage or whatever. So they'll probably come down and do it. And like background actors, I feel like there's a bunch of background actors like just come down. They're just like, there you go. That's how I feel about that. About jury duties, I just like pick all the ones that do. I have some friends who love jury duty. I have some friends who hate their jobs. They happily come down to jury duty and be there for it. I mean, I had a job I hated. I remember I was like, having that. Like that's fine. But I don't hate my job, so I don't want to. I got things to do. So I feel like just being overhaul the system. That's just my take on that. Overhaul the system. So that's what I think.
Overhaul the system. That's a very, very large task.
Yes, I know it's not going to happen, but I just, yeah, that's the point. But anyway, so yeah, I had to deal with all that. Oh, it's like I just like I don't want to deal with courts. The courts. It just was made me just bad. I don't know. I hate when you're out of control, and that's the thing I'm learning. That in some even in this free country, there's some things we're not in control of. It's
No,
not.
not at all.
We're tied
No,
to. We're tethered. We're
we are.
tethered. Tethered. I tether all. We're tethered to. We're tethered to social media. We're tethered to the computers. We're tethered to. It's like we're just like there's a lot of things that we can't. Our phones, we can't live without. We can't. You can reduce.
I would love to, though. I would love to. Well, you know what would be a great experiment is take a group of people from all walks of life and take away everything, phones. There's no connection whatsoever, and see how they would like survive. Would people melt down? Would they, would they literally go through withdrawal? Like they're, see what it would be like and still go through your day. I'm not saying like put them in a mountain for 5 days. That's nothing. I mean, literally try and exist in a world that is so dependent on technology. How would we do that? You'd have to go out of your way to avoid it. Like you lose the game show if you pick up a phone, or somehow you get, if you log into your computer, you can't go to check your email, and try and live that way.
I think
I don't know.
I think it's impossible at this point. I think it's just that we are so. I look at technology and stuff where we come from, and I'm looking at my electronic stuff. I think we're. I mean, everything's electronic. My alarm is electronic. Like my TV. I mean, everything. I mean, we're so
Everything.
the
Yeah.
streaming services, all the shows we're addicted to, where to find them, and
But you and I have seen the growth of technology. So remember when pagers were the big deal?
yeah, I had one. Yes, I do. I had one.
So, we go back to the invention of the fax machine. Not the invention so much, I just think the commercial application of the
Yeah.
fax machine. The cell phone. Remember those huge, ginormous cell phones? They were like
Girlfriend,
a satellite phone.
you see right there? That's my iMac from 1998.
Oh, wow.
Great, the grape one, folks. So I'm telling you, yes, we have seen with the Great by Mac, it was great. You and I have seen. No, we've transistor radios, boom boxes. We saw all
Yes.
Walkman, Discman.
Yes.
I remember when Princess phones came out. Remember we grew up with rotary phone, and then when the touch phones came, and
Yes. Yeah.
the cordless phone. We had
Yes.
big machines, and then went to voicemail applications. I mean, we were all for all that.
Yeah.
That generation, we were there for all of that.
We were. So it's interesting that, we have, I think, adapted, because adaptability is big in surviving this crazy life, right? You have to be able to adapt. I think that a lot of folks have adapted to technology gracefully. I don't remember anyone around me resisting. It was exciting. Oh my God, what's a cell phone? Like, what is this? My boyfriend way back in way, way back.
Yeah,
He had this ginormous cell phone, and they would use it because he was a security guard at very, very high risk areas, a lot of crime areas, and they would be hired by landlords to go in and kind of clean up their community. So it was like, kind of like scary work sometimes.
Yeah.
And they had to communicate with each other. So the owner of the company bought these. I swear to God, the thing was so heavy.
I love it.
And your face would disappear when you put it to your face
I
to
love
talk.
it. I love it. I love
So
it.
that's where we come from, folks.
Yeah, we do. I know. I mean,
Yeah.
my first cell phone. I didn't get my first cell phone until 1998, and it was a Sony Ericsson flip. I had to take the bottom up and pull the antenna up.
Yeah.
And there was no texting, no camera. It was just phone.
I had the sidekick. Did you ever have a sidekick?
I have a sidekick, but no, I did not have one.
Okay. I think I still actually have it. I have saved.
Oh, I have some of my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I have saved a lot of that stuff just because it's funny to look back and go, oh my God, you had to flip up the screen.
Well, my brother and I talking about the Crackberry. We were BlackBerry folks to that. We were so heavily BlackBerry. Oh
my sister was a BlackBerry fan.
Oh, we were BlackBerry fans. We were so BlackBerry fans. He's like, I miss it. I'll meet you. I miss the keyboard and everything. I miss it. Yeah. It's all gone. All
It
gone.
is.
This is Coffee and Conversation with James and
Melissa.
you notice our last couple episodes, we've been reminiscing about
We
the past.
have.
Yeah,
I
so
think we're at that stage in our life because we both have birthdays coming up.
we do. So it's kind of like I think about stuff like that. I like looking back. I mean, I like looking back. It's fun. It's fun stuff. Excuse me. You can follow us on all of the social medias, of course. We're on everything again, except for Google. I think Google is phasing out the audio stuff, but we're on Apple and Amazon and Spotify and all that, iHeartRadio, all that goodness where you get your podcast. It's Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. All there, and all the products from JLJ Media. Also, you can follow us on YouTube on my channel, JLJ Media. We're there. And we will talk to you next time after this is conversation 75, and we'll see you next time.